Amazing, bro. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the full moon in Leo ceremony. I didn't realize how amazing this timing is, and I'm going to backtrack once again and say this exact same intro again. Welcome to the full moon in Leo ceremony. I did not realize at all how great this timing we're doing this is, because we're having a grand fire trine right now. Possibly the best grand fire trine we will ever have for about the next few years, if not decades. Yeah, it's happening right now. Right now. Shout out to those of y'all in the live chat. Jupiter is exactly conjunct Venus, trine Mars, trine the moon in Leo, and we have none other but Apollo deity, doing this full moon in Leo ceremony. So, I'm excited. Are you excited? Comment a fire sign. I'm excited. I see you're excited, Apollo. What's good, bro?
What's up, beloved? What's up, one and all? Thank you so much for being here. And it was on your channel, technically, but way back when we were in the Leo eclipse, the final Leo North Node new moon, we set the stage, and now we are here 6 months later to really bring in the completion. And this is honestly just a celebration, sort of like at the end of a marathon when there's, the banner and the ribbons and the celebration. And like Mike said, this is a legendary fire trine. This is something that we're never going to see again. And for very, very few brief hours, including up until tomorrow night, I think midnight or so Eastern, we're going to have 5 planets in fire. We're going to have the sun in Aquarius. And for a brief time, we're going to have more planets in light than we are in the dark signs. And that's going to be very, very, very powerful, because this is us finally illuminating everything that is secret, and everything is coming out of the woodwork, my dears. So really be excited, because the moles are coming out and they are going to be exposed, and you are going to see a lot of structures start to crumble. And there's a lot of fake ass bitches, and pardon my French, but they are going to be punished. I'm sorry. And I don't like sounding like a fearmonger, but there's some punishment that is going to be going on for some souls who have chosen not to do the work. But for you, dear souls, right here, right now, who have made the effort, congratulations, because you are, I wish I had a gold medal for you all, honestly. Spiritually, you can get one. But we are officially mastering ourselves. And of course, life is always a constant state of mastery and self-journey. And there's always healing and stuff that can be done. But this is the final declaration of your freedom and your sovereignty. So be very excited, dear souls, because the gates are open. No planets are retrograde. We've got none of them going on until March 5th. And even by then, we're going to be starting a such a magical new moon in Pisces. And even before then, this Aquarius season is going to finally help you connect to all of the right people and those that actually matter to you, those that actually mean something to you. And if we look at the North Node, the 8th house of Cancer is Aquarius. And so with it, there's this transformation through others, and this is us ascending with others and transforming ourselves through our sincerity. And so this is the time now for all of you who have been suffering because of you expressing your truth and being punished for it. The joke's on the other, because the meek are inheriting the earth, and we are officially rising. So the freaks, the weirdos, the outcasts, those who have been punished by society for being simply them, congratulations, because this is your freedom. So be celebrating. So how are you feeling today, Mike?
I feel amazing. I got my progressed moon in Aquarius. I feel like everything, every single synchronicity, everything that has been like, I needed to gather and understand, it's all coming together. Things are finally ready to move forward, especially when it comes to abstract concepts like supernatural power and ability, which is now becoming a reality in this finite physical dimension and vessel, which made me realize things that I thought were a dream are not just a dream. And I want to touch on what you were talking about, fake ass motherfuckers getting exposed. Please remember we are in a dimension of duality, and this means that in some cases, some of your vulnerabilities will be exposed. Some of the darker parts, please hit that like button, by the way, if you haven't yet. Some of the darker parts of your tendencies will be exposed. Some stuff that you're not proud of will be exposed here or there, you know, but many of you have done the soul work. So the thing to keep in mind is, don't let shame, don't let guilt, don't let those negative parts of yourself bring you down. Embrace them. Because you've done the soul work, stand up for yourself. Be like, yes, these are facets of myself I'm not proud of. What you're not doing is playing the victim. What you're not doing is passing blame on someone else. What you're not doing is trying to act like it didn't happen. Those of you who are going to own up to good and bad stuff, even though that's all relative and subjective, that you've done, are going to be the victors. And Tim, Tim, yeah, you said all this amazingly. You broke this down super amazing. I really want to break this down a little bit more, because this honestly is not only one of the best eclipses we're having, but it's one of the most comprehensive intergalactic full moons we will ever have in existence. What a time to be alive. The fact that you are here during the time where we have Neptune and its ruling planet, Saturn and its ruling planet, Mars and its ruling planet, Jupiter and its ruling planet, Jesus Christ, Saturn and its ruling planet. Like, I think I said that twice, but it's not only legendary and epic, but you need to thank yourself. It is your decisions, it is your attitude and behavior and the assistance of those who walk with you who have got you here. It's a huge deal to be here. You had to beat out how many sperm and you made it. You had to beat up how many years of like growth and development, and you here and you made it. So let's just have a moment of silence or happiness to just kind of appreciate the fact that some people didn't make it, but you're here. And if you're here, it is 100% for a real reason. We made it! We made it!
I believe it was even, I think it was, to paraphrase Gandhi, he said, what you do has little importance, but it's very important that you do it. And so I feel like that ties in with a lot of these little lessons that turned out to be big lessons over the course of years, because this isn't something that's done overnight. This is timelines, lifetimes, past lives, incarnations, external factors such as intergalactic warlords, X, Y, and Z. So, you know, we've got a lot of different factors to celebrate today. And to be honest, Leo is all about fun. It's about pleasure. It's about, you know, the expression of self. And to be honest, to get high off your own fumes, because if we are all one, then, you know, we kind of have to love ourselves. And it's kind of like this kind of, Leo gets that narcissistic label, which is bullshit, because, you know, Leo's just genuinely love, and, you know, people don't want to receive it, and that's okay. But, you know, when the sun exposes shadow, you know, the night creatures flee, you know, cockroaches scurry after the kitchen light turns on. And so, you know, this is also a full moon of just, you know, really just basking in your own radiance and realize that everything else is going to sort itself out for you. And that's the great thing about this whole amazing week. I can't believe it. This is such an amazing, you know, new moon, or rather full moon eclipse that's finally initiating so much. And this is so incredible. So, you know, there's really nothing, you know, shame and guilt. I don't know if this is a quote from someone, but shame and guilt are absolutely waste of emotions, and they're not even real, because only you can really allow yourself to experience that. Or someone can get, you know, sorrowful, or, you know, happy, or even upset, or, you know, mad. But, you know, shame and guilt are sort of illogical, because it implies that you somehow, and the only way you could really feel true shame or guilt is if you did something actually wrong against your character, which you only have yourself to blame. But, you know, this is incredible. And not to mention, this is going on with Mars and Saturn squaring one another, and with Jupiter and Neptune squaring one another, all four of them in their rulerships. And, you know, there's a battle waging on. You know, someone commented, Battle of the Gods, Leo King, absolutely right. You've got Aries, the war god, Kronos, the god of time. You've got Jupiter, Zeus, the god of the heavens, against Neptune, god of the seas. So this is Titan energy. And so, you know, this is karmic, and really there's nothing more, you know, it's sort of, I hate saying this because it implies that certain people have already been chosen, but it's more like you got the invitation and you made the effort to show up. you got through the trials, the tribulations, the damnations. You went through the valley, and now you're on the other side. And to be honest, there's kind of this Noah's Ark vibe going on, and all of us who have done the work, we're safe, to be honest. And there might be some work that has to be done, of course, but us moving into Aquarius season is the stars, where we connect not just to our star, the sun, but to everyone's star, everyone's sun. So this is very, very incredible. So be proud of yourselves. So I'm curious, what do you think about a lot of this Mercury activity as well going on?
Mercury is the key. Mercury is the key, my brother. Mercury is like the journalist who has the inside scoop on this galactic war. It's going through Capricorn, in between Saturn and Pluto. It's in its most vulnerable position right now. Saturn does not like Mercury. Pluto hates Mercury. And it's like, damn, I need to make it out of here alive, process all this serious intenseness, and then make it to Aquarius so I could talk shit about those same gods. But it's all good because, like, there's an incredible secret revelation that is going to be revealed. And the significance of this being in Aquarius season is that these secrets were revealed before, but Aquarius season is giving us the knowledge and the perspective and the vibration to understand the secrets. The light of Aquarius puts things in perspective with Sagittarius, so that everything Mercury is like super intensely focused on is not only coming to light, because January 29th is going to be one of the most important days ever. That 9-degree conjunction with Sun and Mercury is going to bring Mercury out of its semi-depression, like Pluto's star said, and it's definitely going to usher in a very amazing outlet. I love how you said the Titans are clashing, and some of you have ties to each different Titan. So please be aware, this war is going to flow through you, but do not allow that to divide you against people. Just allow this drama to play itself out and to really have you characterize your character. But one thing that's really characterize your character well. But the one thing that's really,
I like that though. You should coin that.
Characterize
your character.
One of the things though that I definitely want to express before I get mind swiped. One is definitely about the secrets, but the other, which is very important, because one thing that you said was that the stars are playing out through us. Everyone has a central role in this story, and that's one thing about Aquarius, that about the vibration and the wholeness of the 12 zodiac signs. That okay, there we go. That's what I was going to say. That's one thing about the wholeness of the 12 zodiac signs that you want to be mindful of, is the fact that we're all connected. What you're doing in your specific space that might seem totally irrelevant to the central plot of what's occurring, of the whole procession of the stars, is all a part of the building blocks. Everything that everyone is doing individually is coming into a greater whole. We might think that we're separated, but that's just an illusion. So what I forgot that I just remembered to say is, just like Apollodati said, in the building of the ark, that ark is your body. That was a symbolic representation and story. The Noah building his ark was building his vessel, building a lot of his spiritual, conscious, mental, emotional energy to prepare for ascension, to prepare for calamity. Whether it's a physical boat to you, or whether it's the work that you put in while other people are doubting you. Why are you making these changes to your behavior? Why are you eating all healthy? What you talking about? And it's like, yo, I'm trying to go on that heavenly ride. You know what I mean? So thank you, Robin Mays. I felt like that was a message to somebody. But the thing here about the secrets is so important. Okay, every single person that's alive. And one thing that has been hard for me to accept, I think because my son's in Gemini, and it's like, I just want to be friends with everybody. And I don't know if it's exclusive to Gemini, but it's like, I want to connect with everybody. A Gemini can bring two people who they don't know hate each other and be like, hey, connect. And it's like, we don't realize why that's a horrible idea, and then we get called two-faced. But anyway, and not to say,
it's your own damn fault. We keep telling you not to.
And it's not like we are.
Fire signs are pissed with the air sign effort. I'm sorry. You want to smooth out every conflict with talking. And so I know some people are questioning if I have air energy in my chart. I don't have any air energy. I have my Mars in Libra in my 3rd house. So I'm very polite until I'm not. And then I slit someone's throat verbally. It's kind of like a samurai slash, how you see in like anime, just like that one cut kill. But no, this is, it's funny because actually I'm not even sure what I was going to say, but I kind of interrupted your rant because you Gemini always want to do the
I tried to play victim real quick and act like, yeah, see, we're not Two-Face on purpose. You guys just, nah, I thought I could get away with that, but he called me out. The 3rd house, Mars and Libra, I love because it's like, you could say something totally polite that will just cut at someone's soul. Like,
yes, I can read a Victor filth. I can, my reads cut through diamonds when I need them to be. I've hurt people's, I've killed someone's ego once with just my words alone on purpose. And actually not even on purpose. It just comes out. It's like kind of like, I can't think of what that's, if anyone's ever played Skyrim, it's like the boom with your voice is so powerful. You can't speak so often. And that's why I don't talk a lot unless I have Mike, who we resonate very well with as a Gemini, which is why, and I'm fire and water. He's air and earth. So we complement each other very, very well. And, it's just endless content. But yeah, to be honest, and it's interesting because we don't have much air energy now. We're going to have the sun and Mercury and then Venus for a little while. But once that, then we're moving back into no air for a very long time.
I think I even have less air than you because the only air I have is my Gemini sun. And it's not even in the air house. It's in the 1st house. And I have the North Node in Aquarius, so I guess that counts. But yeah, dude, like Mercury is, not only do we have this grand fire trine, Mercury is conjunct the South Node. Our minds are processing past life, not even past life, because now that we're in Aquarius season, what we're drawing in is not only early childhood, like lessons that got suppressed, but like think of the South Node as the true essence and the base of who your soul is, because the North Node is the next evolved level. Okay. Shout out to Nash, who's in the building. So Mercury, that is on our South Node, is unveiling the secrets that Saturn and Pluto reluctantly gave it because it knew it was going to give it away, and thus end the Scorpio embargo is almost over. Like this is the transition period, and they finessed it to where by the time it's open they get away with it. But this is why astrological knowledge was suppressed, because the Scorpio embargo covers Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aqua, and Pisces, and astrology is Aqua. So now it's finally starting to kind of come out, but there are secrets. What is the 12th house of Aquarius? Capricorn. Hidden, incredible power. There are secrets that are being revealed now. Grand fire trine showing you through your spirit secrets about how you are connected to the rest of this collective, where the billions of us on this earth are still but amoebas, are still but like small ants to the celestial galactic forces in the sky. And yet, even in our minuscule selves, we still constitute such a powerful part of reality. We're still able to connect with these higher forces. And just like every single wheel, when you go into a watch, there are different cogs that are turning. We represent each different cog. We represent each different, part of this. Each and every single one of you is going to be revealed a super deep secret about yourself, some that will shock you so much it might bring you into an identity crisis, some that'll give you liberation and freedom that you've been waiting for, some that you've been feeling slowly revealing itself. No matter how this happens, remember, 12th house to the Aquarius sun, and then the 2nd house to the Aquarius sun is manifesting the spiritual mystery. So it's not a mystery anymore. Within the next few hours after this broadcast, be very mindful of what gets revealed to you tonight, because it's going to set the pace and the tone. Some of you are going to be revealed things you've always known, but it's going to take on a greater meaning. And one thing that, oh, don't forget, one thing that I wanted to speak on to accent what Apollodati was saying outside of Mercury. I got mine swiped. My bad. I'm going to have to remember it.
Here, quick, remember juice or powder, whatever. There, and now you remember it in just a minute.
Okay, that's like another 45 seconds from now. It had something. Oh, I remember. Perfect.
You're welcome.
It literally just came like, boop. Oh shit. Okay,
Matt, so, you kids, you just witnessed now. I can't see how many people are watching, but you just witnessed magic. Like that's like this is reality. Like as stupid as it's, and like that's like Gemini Virgo level magic, but like this is cogs ticking. And quick, what were you saying?
Literally, like I just blanked my mind out and it just came in. So like what I was saying was, because I'm Gemini and I want to be all happy, and then I changed the subject like I always, typical Gemini. But it's like it was really, 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 really hard for me to accept that not everyone's gonna make it. Because like I have this vision where it's like we're all going to make it into this utopian paradise, and in the vision that I'm having is actually more representative of the end of the 2030s, the end of the 2020s into 2030 and 2040s, when we have Pluto exiting Aquarius. This is when like we'll start to see this more not just astrology, but just like, you know, people at a more cosmic, galactic, and world level embracing this. The reason why not everyone's going to make it is because not everyone is making the decision to choose themselves, and not like choose themselves first. Not everyone's making the decision to believe in themselves. What's going to make people not make it? It's not about people who are better. It's not about people who are paid more. It's not about people who are smarter. It's about people who believe in themselves. When the situation is almost disadvantageous, when the situation goes against them believing in themselves and they still choose to believe in themselves, and then they see the magic, and then it's like, oh, now that's how I saw it. I had to actually believe in myself, and then that's how I knew the universe had my back. And a lot of people try and do it the other way around. Show me the magic exists. Show me this is real. Even though magic exists every day, it's not that you're not being shown the magic, you refuse to see it. So it was so hard for me to accept that there are not going to be people who make it into this next transition. This is a portal right now. This is a portal that is currently closing right now. This is a portal that you have to step into with a very powerful and strong vibration of intent. And if you're not, you're going to miss it. So shout out to everyone who's here right now. We may represent a super, super, super small percentage of the world population, but that super, super small percentage is super, super, super huge with intent. If a threefold cord can never be broken, imagine what over 37 can do. So I'm so excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah, and to be honest, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's true. And it's like, you know, there has to be, you know, if life is a stage and everyone's a character, there has to be conflict in order for there to be a purpose. So I feel like this is where it's finally boiling to a head. I mean, Mars is facing off against his grandfather for his freedom and for his ability to live. Jupiter's facing off against his brother, technically, for, you know, what is ultimately reality. And, you know, with Pluto here getting close to the South Node, you know, it's like everyone is trying to do something. Every planet's trying to do something. Everyone is trying to be their best self. And it's really, you know, it feels like a dress rehearsal in some way, but it's sort of like already over, because it's like everyone is returning back to their spots. Mm-hmm. But like once, you know, in like a month or two, I believe once we move into like April or even May, you know, all of the outer planets are staying there for months. You know, Uranus isn't moving back into Aries. Chiron's not moving back into Pisces. And they're going to be, Jupiter will be the first one to move into Capricorn come like late November. So for the rest of 2019, you know, there might be some change, but it's going to be, you know, this is the year where everything comes. It's like, it's sort of the best way I can describe it, sort of like if a river is blocked upstream, it's not going to flow downstream. So everyone who's been downstream and has been dying of thirst and, you know, praying for water, this is when all of the rocks move out of the way. This is when the boulders move and the water just flows, just the land of milk and honey, just effortless. If you're thirsty, you drink ambrosia and you dine with gods. And I know, and like, to be honest, not everyone's going to experience this. So if you look externally and instead of your own experience, you're going to see a lot of miserable people. And you got to stop believing that we're not in the matrix, because we are. Everything's made of atomic code, no similar than binary code, positive, zeros and ones, no different than protons and neutrons, or rather electrons. So, this is incredible, dear souls. And this is the rarest astrology that we're ever going to see. And it sucks because I feel like I'm so like new in my career. It's like, I'm going to be like 10 years down the road, be like, you kids, we had Pluto and Aquarius.
Right.
You didn't know what we had to go, because I thought we are going to be, technically, assuming that time space roughly, we are probably going to be the grandparents of the Pluto and Pisces if we even make it that long. So it's going to be crazy to see how the world that we are going to give to them starts right now.
For
and
real.
It's history. It's like, just think back to your individual history, like your two parents meeting, their two parents meeting, their two parents meeting, and so on and so forth. Like, your ancestors did not eat mushrooms out of the dung of animals for you to not be great. I'm sorry. Like, no, like souls didn't sacrifice everything for you to get here and to not be everything. And worry not, because I think it was Pluto Star who said some people fear to live in their heart and in their light. And that's absolutely true, because there are guns to a lot of people's heads, spiritually, metaphorically, literally, where they say, if you are who you are, they will pull the trigger. And you're going to have to trust that when you say who you are, you either forfeit your life free, or the gun jams and you go, what's the worst that can happen? You die a free person. And, this place is an illusion, to be honest. And so I feel like everyone's waking up, and a lot of this, Jupiter-Neptune energy is waking people up. And as soon as this eclipse is over and Mercury's in Aquarius, once we get that Sun-Mercury conjunction again in Aquarius, that's connecting us to all the right people. It's like just telephone. Like, you don't even need a cell phone anymore to talk to someone. And so all these and very, very, very difficult transits are finally adding up to the reward now. And, it sounds kind of broken because, we're saying a lot of the same things, but it's really just as simple as you showing up to work on time, really.
No, for real. And just making the decision to show up. I can imagine like Virgos and Earth sign energies, when they hear people say reality is an illusion, they just give the hugest eye roll. But I want to stand by that. Like, it's a real illusion. It's definitely a construct. We live in a construct. We need to show up with this construct. Reality is the full manifestation that spirituality exists, but it doesn't make it any less an illusion, because any of it can change in an instant. I mean, the fact that it can change doesn't make it or not an illusion, but both are true. And the thing that is really, really, really important to also accept is that, some of you are awake. We're past the awakening. Some of you are evolving past the level you can control, and the ego is uncomfortable with that. The ego is going to hold on to old habits. The ego is going to hold on to sabotaging behaviors that can at least hold a grasp on what it knows. Some of you are already, open to letting go. Others of you are not. I love that I can have open conversation. I had a reading earlier with a very powerful Leo woman. She has moon on her Pluto, and we were talking about how she has telepathic arguments or conversations in her head, stuff that, it can be vulnerable to share and can make people think that they're crazy, when it is a 100% reality. It's something everyone's doing. By the time Pluto's in Aquarius, we will have completely connected a telepathic grid where we're all connected mentally and conscious of it. And I don't think people are ready for that. I don't think people are going to be able to deal with that stress instead of realizing that it's normal. So shout out. I mean, every single one of you showing up now is doing work for the collective in ways that can't be quantified, and you deserve to be honored. But I really want to urge you, this is going to be counterintuitive. Don't be a savior. Don't be a hero. let people suffer, let people gain the experience they need to learn through, because if you coddle and baby people, they're not going to get that growth.
If I may chime in, thank you very much for bringing this back to my attention, because calling all divine feminines, it's time that we stop babying ourselves. It's time we stop babying the masculine. And it's not even like the masculine's not rising, so I don't want to get it twisted, and I want to be very careful with my vocabulary. But like the feminine, and even women by extension, boundaries need to go up. It is perfectly okay to say no. You need to stop accepting crap that you don't need. And, you know, tying into what Mike said, you know, you got to let people suffer. When you baby in someone and you protect them from the harshness of the world, they don't have the opportunity to grow their skin. And this is coming from a Pisces, double Leo Pisces moon on Saturn. I am one of the most sensitive mofos in the world. And it's only through trials and tribulations and pressure have I been able to be here. And people always compliment me on my confidence because it's natural. And it's like, boo, when I was in 7th and 8th grade, I was getting picked on every day. I missed half the school year because I didn't want to go to school because everyone else hated me, like despised me for no reason. And it's like, even from a young age, when you live in your truth and you live in your light, because I was just minding my business with my anime and like my weird mindset. And it was just I was just chilling. I never did anything to anyone. And so, you know, a lot of that, you know, people need to, and you know, I hate saying this, but the bullies are going to be bullied, and you're going to have to let them take it. And there's nothing wrong, because remember, this reality is an illusion, and you are not God. You do not have the ability to judge someone because you don't know their entire experience. So you just wipe your hands clean and be done with it, because to be honest, there's going to be a lot of punishments. And I hate saying that, but like, you're going to notice companies go bankrupt, people lose their job. You know, there's talk about Trump getting impeached, and I don't want to get too in depth in that, but I mean, like, even like the notion and the idea is like boiling up. So there's a lot of, you know, frustration, and there's a lot of, you know, things ending. And so as you know, Saturn is challenging Mars to be your raw, authentic self, and at the same time, don't rely on the supposed mouth that feeds, or the hand that feeds you, when you can feed yourselves just fine. So just be, you know, there might be a lot of solitude in many ways, but there's also going to be the tribes are uniting. The tribes are uniting. The tribes are uniting once and for all. And, you know, there's going to be incredible shifts in collective consciousness. So don't feel like it's going to be all bad, because while there might be a vast majority of sort of sorrow and darkness per se, but for you, dear bright souls, keep shining bright, because there's nothing to fear.
And to chime in on that, just like Apollodati said, this is the most masculine and fire air energy we'll have in a while. For the light, whenever we have that, whenever there's majority light, we see an acceleration take place. Earth and water is methodical and slow. Aries, please pay attention, because you have been suppressed by the surplus of water and earth. The short time that we have this light, many fire signs, many air signs are going to accelerate in consciousness. They're going to excel. Even earth and water signs who have air and fire, that part of you is going to accelerate. Things are going to make sense really quickly. And that's because it was suppressed from you. So take with the, like, we're going to have a 2-hour to 2-day window where everything starts to make sense. And you need to just take with what you have, and don't feel like you have to know everything, because this acceleration is going to impact fire and air signs, or fire and air sign energy, in the ways that it was blocked before, but it's not blocked. And it's like, whoosh, and the vision I want you to have is like a hose that has been twied, and it's now going to like whoosh, everything that's been completely like blocked before. So another thing that's important considering this is, you know, really open up to, I'm getting mind swipe left to right. It's all good though. Really open up to,
we're gonna banish them right here, right now. Boom, 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 boom. Shots fired.
Yeah, as I'm talking, I'm hearing dark forces trying to completely get in the way. It's just not working, because your power, you're indirectly holding space for me really well, and I thank you for that. But yeah, it's thankfully, you know, just be very mindful about everything that you have witnessed and seen, because moving forward, everything, your relationship to the physical reality is going to change. The reason why you had to learn everything the way it was, so that now you can learn how it's wrong. Now you can learn how it's even more right than you thought in some cases. And just know that your relationship with everything that is physical and real to you is fundamentally transforming while simultaneously we're stepping into one of the most amazing love cycles that will bring the greatest victory over the next 6 to 17 years. There is no coincidence that when Venus is conjunct Jupiter, officially starting the cycle of love for the year and moving forward, okay, first of all, it's manifesting the Venus-Gemini conjunction that was on the South Node. Second of all, I don't know if they all three of them, but they did conjunct in Gemini. 6 months later, 6 years later, it's manifesting, right? Not only is it conjunct 15 degrees, it's grand fire trining. Mercury is on the South Node, and it's directly squaring Neptune in Pisces. I don't know about you, but I know
Jupiter. Don't forget Jupiter.
With Jupiter, now we're starting to quantify energetic connections real time and to know, wow, this is not just in my head. Even if they don't feel it in a capacity, it exists. And this is applying to more than just people. Number two, we are literally stepping into a brand new, it's not brand new because our ancestors experienced this, even though it wasn't the same aspect, but we are stepping into, in this generation, a completely new world where the other realm and our imagination now come into sight. What has already been around us is just gonna, oh, you were here the whole time. Things are just gonna make sense, and your inner world is going to now come out into this outer world. Hence the synchronicities many of you have been seeing. You have your moon and Saturn in Pisces. So could you really help explain to us how big a deal this Jupiter square Neptune is and how divine partnerships and relationships have everything to do with this?
Oh, we're opening up a Pandora's box, but I'm glad to do it.
Right.
And also having a Pisces moon on Saturn fundamentally makes you kind of like insane, but it's a blessed insane because it's the gift of detachment, true detachment, emotional detachment from reality. And that sounds a little bit scary. And there's a very strong fear with that, but it's also very transcendent. But I can't like, we are blessed on blessed on blessed. If you are here now witnessing this aspect, this is not only fuck all the other aspects. Sorry, just this aspect alone is sacred and holy and divine. And I can't remember exactly how many times it happens, but I know Neptune moves 165 years around. So we're never going to see this again. We are never going to see Jupiter squaring Neptune ever again in our lives. And to have the ruler of Jupiter and to have the ruler of Pisces meet one another on equal footing is divine. It is holy. And Neptune in Greek mythology is Poseidon. Not to be confused, they're not quite the same entity, but Poseidon is the second strongest Olympian after Zeus. So supposedly, allegedly, but anyway, with Zeus and Neptune clashing, this is, primordial forces aligning. But in regards to divine partnerships, this is opening up the gates because the whole fundamental notion about a soulmate, the whole part about the twin flame journey isn't even about, it's never about the relationship. It's always about the connection. Don't get me wrong, but it's with the self. And so it's kind of abstract in the sense, but the fact that you've believed in yourself, that you've trusted in yourself, that you've gotten through your self-life, because it wasn't your twin that did that. They just triggered and pissed you off. When it comes to, your soulmates, I've had blessed, holy soulmates that have been there for me, that have supported me, but they never challenged me. They never helped me grow. And so for you, when you pray for a twin flame, you're praying for yourself and you're praying for growth, which is natural. Everyone, I feel like obviously growth is the name of the game when it comes to life. But with this aspect, Jupiter is sort of like the most evolved divine masculine, while Neptune is sort of like the most divine feminine. And both of them deal with creativity and pure mutability. They talk about the changeable aspects of life based on what you believe and what the fool does not jump off the cliff because he thinks he's going to be fine. He knows he's going to be fine. And so I think these two squaring off of one another some say it's causing a lot of delusion, but personally as a Pisces moon, I see it as just pure opportunity because this is the creative floodgates open. We're never going to see this again. And once Jupiter goes into Capricorn, it's rigid, it's in its detriment, it's earthy, it's cardinal, and it's focused. It doesn't have free reign, and it has to be practical. And so I don't feel like this is energy to, like, you know, you never ever want to wait for anyone, let alone a twin flame. If they are supposedly your true onest of ones, unconditionally loving, they will find a way back. They will crawl through mazes of broken glass and bramble to get back to you. And that's sort of just how the nature goes. And I feel like a lot of this twin flame journey and a lot of people on this journey, it's coming to an end. And that's not to say the relationships aren't going to manifest, but you know, it's coming into oneness. And I feel like this Jupiter, and considering with Venus here too, now trining Mars, this is opening up everything. And this is allowing things to finally come into fruition and fullness. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of, I do feel like a lot of the connections are going to start to move to the next level, but at the same time, you're going to have to sacrifice them and let them change and let them transform, because, you know, you don't hold on to the person. It's the connection. It's your twin flame is just merely the reflection of you, the perfect reflection of you. And everyone technically is a reflection of you, but your twin is mirrored specifically for you. Yes, you, Y-O-U. And if you have a name, you have an ego, you have some mirror match. And not for everyone, of course, has a physical twin flame. And so even spiritually, I feel like this is allowing a lot of the connections to reach a very peaceful and very final conclusion. And again, that's not to say that the relationships aren't manifesting. I believe that, if anything, this is the time to be 100% honest, because I can't think of any better astrology for it. Of course, you know, love can't be quantified because it's eternal. So remember, when you ask for a relationship, that's not the same thing as asking for love. So please bear with that in mind.
Yeah. And Venus in Sagittarius is more concerned with you exploring not your options, but your connections. Venus and Jupiter want you to see how love and how this exploration is the same or similar throughout many different people. That's not to say that you won't have anything monogamous if some of you are looking for that, but it's an adventure of love. In this adventure, you connect with different people who have different fractals, who have different experiences, who have different connections. This is going to completely blast through this whole illusion of looking for that one, the only one in your life, the one who you ever need to look for is in the mirror. And that sounds cliche, but it's true. You cannot project this on someone else because they're not you. But this is going to bring so many people who align with your vibration so that you can connect. All right. In however way, whether that's through patty cake, whether that's through scintillized, like super gut wrenching, amazing sex, whether that's through having the worst beef and argument. People sleep on the soulmates who are enemies. Those are your best soulmates, because no one like that is going to push you forward. For example, the quiet, I'm call out a name right there, Amber Khan, the Quietest Revolution. That's a soulmate. Like our beef, our beef that I don't call it a beef, but that problem we're going through, that's a soulmate issue. I wouldn't be like, oh, we're beefing, so we're not soulmates. No, this is between two Geminis having to work out how they do whatever. And so just because there's soulmate energy doesn't mean that it has to be romantic. And you really want to look at the people who are triggering you, whether positively, whether negatively. You know what I'm saying? There's a message here. There's a lesson here. That's why I can look at everything with love. This is why I'm not going to look at someone like her with, hey, I got nothing but love for her. I know that we're just playing out whatever drama has to be played. Just like with John Paul DeCoco, even though you can't find him anywhere on the internet because his karma has hit him, you know, it's the same there. I have no hate for this dude. It is what it is. And a whole lot of how you kind of carry yourself is going to define your character. Okay. When anything bad happens, it's not about, don't worry about the challenge. It's a lot more important about how you respond to the conflict. So many people are worried about avoiding disasters from happening instead of walking through the disaster and transmuting it into not even just their favor, because that's kind of selfish, into what's meant to be. let the universe co-create with you. You know what I mean? And it's just so important. The square to Neptune especially is going to change fundamentally how you perceive interpersonal relationships with others, how you see energy and feel energy associated. I know with me, I not only have Saturn on my moon, I have Neptune and Uranus. So I am crazy. I am delusional. But the ones who understand, the ones who really understand what the truth is, understand that it's not about anyone else calling you crazy or delusional. They're only saying that based on their subjective understanding of reality. No one is crazy or delusional. You're genius or divine. And I really want you to think about that here. The people who are afraid to be delusional, this energy is making people delusional. It's making people crazy. Are they really crazy? Are they really delusional? No, but it's forcing you to change and get out of what you think is normal. This is the hardest thing for people to do. That's why there's no Gemini. That's why there's no Virgo. There's a subjective understanding of reality that no matter how real it is, no matter how much years were put into finding and really discerning what's real, it is ultimately subjective. It is not objective. It is ultimately just a group of people who have established this as official knowledge. That doesn't make it official. That doesn't make your perspective any less real. In the context of what seemingly works, in the context of a system that basically manifests what's real, yes, it'll be delusional. Yes, it'll be crazy. But this is why the universe wants to take you to go full fish tard, so you lose your mind, and you're not losing your mind, you're rewiring your neural pathways. So stay weird, be a little bit delusional. All right. Pluto is destroying what old system we have, because think about it. People are going to be starting to break the laws of gravity. People are going to be astral projecting even more, which science doesn't recognize. So we have to reframe our whole mindset on what's even real. And that's going to feel like you're crazy. That's going to feel like you're delusional. You're not, though. And don't let people who are unwilling to let go of their own subjective reality dictate how you live yours. And that's all I have to say for now. Let's get into the ceremony. What do you have in mind?
Honestly, there's really nothing that we need to do other than let's just kind of do some envisioning of the sun and connecting our energy. And it's really just as simple as that, because, and honestly, that constitutes as air and fire. So if we want to do really quick, just kind of connect really quick with Gaia, and then we'll connect to the ocean spirit, and then we'll have all four elements. So right on. But also really quick, I want to mention for those of you who are monogamous though, worry not. This doesn't mean that you, and this is also kind of another thing where your relationship boundaries and what you can tolerate and accept in a partner and a connection, because remember, you have to have Virgo, you have to have something to compromise on when you get to Libra relationship. So you can also be exploring everything. You could be exploring the world with a partner, but you know, this is not, you, like Mike said, it's more about the experience. So you don't want to get, you know, overtly attached so much as just enjoy the bliss and the pleasure, because to be honest, the open ideal relationship, obviously it's kind of like a little bit utopian at this moment in time for a lot of the human nature, because it requires immense amounts of trust, immense amounts of communication. So worry not. And monogamy is the same way, regardless of what relationship style you go about. Just realize that you are going to be meeting key people. And the trick here is to just pick up on the meaning and the feeling and then carry on. Don't ask the question how, don't ask the question why. They're damnable at this moment in time. So yeah, so how about you summon the earth and the air, and then I'll do water or fire.
Gotcha.
And then I'll just carry us over into the envisioning.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so let us now connect with the earth. I want you to feel all the stress draining out your body. Let Mother Gaia take that and ground that. It is receptive to our negativity, which is why it is a feminine energy that can take it out and ground us. Okay. Really feel that stress releasing from your body. And I want you to actually now, as you release this, envision and imagine roots growing from your root chakra and your feet, burying you down to the earth, giving you great foundation. Feel roots growing from your feet, energetic roots growing from your butt, going down into the earth and just fully sprouting and just going down, down as far as it can, or just far enough so you have a necessary amount of grounding. Let's take some time to just really feel this dig deep. Meanwhile, you simultaneously want to breathe in down through your diaphragm. Satisfaction. Have the intent. Let's make this intentional and have the intent for what you want to manifest continuously. Breathe it in and feel satisfaction, and then breathe out gratitude as you are now. That simply, it's that simple. You're breathing it into your reality and feel the roots grow down in the earth as you drain the stress. I'm being guided to say that we have some super powerful people in this live chat with us. Some of you are doing your own ritual ceremonies and healing, and I want to let you know it is well received and it is greatly enhancing what we're doing now. So thank you from my heart. Now that you've created these roots, I want you to feel all the nutrients of the earth being drawn up from the roots and drawing energy into your body, and slowly but surely coming up your legs, coming up your dantian, coming up your chest, your heart, and up to your crown. And while you do this, you'll feel some negative energy to trigger you, and just acknowledge it, but don't give it attention, but just acknowledge it's there and let it go. It is but a fly that you can swat and kill. But we are going to just focus on drawing up this earth energy. It is happening to trigger you because what we're doing is super powerful. And as long as you're distracted, you will be focused on the task at hand. So let's take some time to just slowly. It's important that we do the earth slow and then the air really fast. So let this slowly but surely come up your body. And at your leisure, whenever you are ready, some of you may need some more time to drop the earth. That is fine. I want you to now envision white light beaming and shooting down your crown and quickly coming down your feet. As earth takes a while, but light is super fast. This light represents the connection of our energies, and you can, in your mind or out loud, say positive affirmations to now raise our vibration. I also want you to envision silver energy from the universe beaming down your crown. There's something I do want to address. There is a status indicator when someone says you're a loser versus when someone says you're cool. It is literally a tactic, a psychological tactic meant to make you feel bad about yourself, that is only projected from someone who wants to manipulate your feelings. When people say I'm a loser, I act more like a loser on purpose, just so I can negate the meaninglessness of what they're saying. Okay, so what? Yeah, I'm a loser. What's your point? Even though I know I'm far from a loser. Okay, I'm gonna brush my shoulders off real quick, just so I could share some of the swag. I'm just joking. But I want you to really keep that in mind, because your relationship with these dark forces are going to bring out much more the inner strength you have against these insecurities that threaten to distract you. Like Pluto Star said, we are winners. We are amazing. We are some of the most valuable people on earth. And when you shine that light bright, it exposes the shadows intent of others. And just like I like to say, if they mad, I'm glad. I am so glad. That actually shows you have a level of power that upsets someone else for them to come to you and project vibes. People who have a lot of power don't let anyone else trigger and affect them. The fact that your light can trigger other people's darkness is only a testament to that power. So let that light shine down, and let's just have some time for the universal silver currents to beam down illumination. This is going to come with a consequence, though. There's a catch to this. Some of you are going to channel intense, extreme information because Mercury is next to Pluto that some of you aren't ready for, but it will be so good for you. So just continue to do this. And whenever you're ready, Tim, you can take over.
All right. So next we will invoke water. And water is very slow and it's very methodical, like Mike said. But since we are still in this eclipse energy, and since Luna is patroning this grand fire trine, let's invoke now the spirit of the moon. So if you have water sign energy, please feel free to chime in. And just simply imagine water flowing through you, flowing around you, flowing down from your head through your body, and washing away any impurities and healing your wounds and taking away any fever, any exacerbation, any sort of harshness, anything that needs to be smoothed over. Water absolutely can and will do so. And, really just be gentle with yourself, because water is fluid. It goes with the flow. It lets life lead it. And so likewise, you want to just take some time to get in your body. And so now that you're connected to the earth and you've been illuminated with this air and this light, just allow this cool water to just flow through you and over you. And as this happens with you, this happens with everyone. And I'm noticing this already with myself. So this is very, very powerful. And just like how the moon controls the tides, just imagine them ebbing and flowing, taking away any pain, any harshness, any sorrow, any discontent, anything that you no longer want. Give it to the ocean. It can absolutely take it and handle it. Together, Gaia and the ocean make up the entirety of the world. So there's, nowhere for you to really hide, and there's no reason for you to feel like you're not worthy of receiving. And so in order for you to receive, you have to give something. So give your stress, give your worries, give your anxiety away to the earth and to the water, and allow it just to create something positive, something useful. And once we invoke this fire, this is going to inspire you and connect us to the sun. So just spend some time here and really just feel your body, feel your aura, feel it flow like water around you. And remember to breathe. And when you're ready, just let this cascade fall away. Whenever you're ready, you can stay in whatever element you need to and progress as slowly as you need to. There's no time limit. We are all here doing this now. And so it will continue even after we close out this session. So you can always rewatch this, even if it's a week, month, 10 years, whatever it is, you can always come back to it. And so as this gentle cascade, imagine this flowing stream turn into a gentle mist. And as it slowly starts to become one with your aura, and as it purifies it and it contains the impurities, now we invoke the spirit of fire. And now we all collectively envision the sun. And so I want everyone to really hold on to what makes their heart sing. Really think about it, feel the energy rise. Let your body rise in temperature, let it rise in intensity, let it rise in heat. And this fire is going to be the final aspect that allows us to really launch forward and connect to our tribe like never before, because we've mastered ourselves, beloved. So with this Leo grand fire trine, with this Jupiter-Venus conjunction, with this Mars and Aries trining all of this, we are finally stepping up into our fullest life yet. And within 30 minutes of the stream ending, we all individually will come across a sign and symbol that shows you that you are connecting with others. And so now that we are raising this fire, picture the sun, picture how it's this pure essence of heat, of light that just radiates in space, and you can always contact it. You can always call upon it. You can always feel its warmth, even if it's not shining upon you. And so really just embrace yourselves, beloved, and feel it rise. Feel it rise from your feet all the way up to your body, up to your crown. And really feel it and feel it and feel it and feel it, and even more so feel it. And then when you're ready, simply charge it up into your aura, contain it to yourself, and then send it straight at the sun. And don't be afraid of letting loose. Do whatever, physically feels right, whatever mudra, whatever, motion. There's no right or wrong answer. And if you're a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag, do whatever you got to do, because this is it. This is everyone's moment. This is our moment, Fire Tribe. We've been waiting for this. I'm channeling for the fire signs right now. We have been dying to get our hands on the battlefield, and this is us with our strongest final attack. And, it's kind of going to be a shame because, it might not be as fun, but it actually will be, because, we are going to be on top, and collectively this is true as well. So just be proud of yourselves and fire it straight at the sun. See this beam of light emanating from your crown, from your hands, from your heart, whatever feels right, and just send it there. And then as you just picture that energy, that white light, that gold light, whatever color has spoken to you, just see it in the sun. And now collectively picture us all together holding hands. And as we're holding hands as individuals, we come together as one. And so the sun shines down back at all of us. And as we bathe ourselves in this light of all four elements, of us living in our truth, of us living in our grandest life, think of your greatest heart's desire. Think of your joys. Think of your passions. What do you want to do every day? What is your greatest mission? What is your greatest desire? What's your greatest pleasure? And just think of it, feel it, see it, and know that it is all coming true right here, right now. And within 30 minutes, you're going to see how the journey is beginning. Mark my words. And so as we feel this energy, feel everyone's aura holding hands next to you start to rise, sort of like this line of bonfires just growing and growing and growing. And we too are creating our own sun here on Earth. So even when the going might get tough, we will always have each other. We will always have ourselves. We will always have the sun. And so as we close off this ceremony, just realize and connect with everyone else around you. We are all siblings. We are all children of the divine. So, really just embrace one another, because despite our differences, there's always something to gain. There's always something to learn. And whenever you're ready, come back to your body and give yourselves a round of applause, dear beloveds, because this was incredible. And it was incredible because I felt everyone very, very sensitively. So this is absolutely fantastic. So this is incredible. And 34 likes. Thank you all so much for being here. Give that like button a click if you would not mind, because this is power in numbers. And, we're going to see it this Aquarius season. And, starting with the ceremony and starting with this week, things are finally moving forward. There's nowhere else to look but the future and look but the now, because we're here. The future isn't tomorrow, it's now. And that's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's super crazy. And time just kind of coming in on itself together. Remember, Paladati set the order that, and thank you for letting me know how this works, because having your Saturn on your moon gives you magic authority. So you just set order right now. And within 30 minutes, we're going to manifest not only a sign, but a trigger, because fire is an activator. This grand fire trine is activating to push us to the next level. And yes, Leo Gem, we're going to get into the cards right now, actually. So we're going to go signs real quick. I'm going to use tarot. And this is the first time I'm using tarot other than oracle cards, which is cool. But yeah, for Aries, the card Aries, Aries rising, Aries sun. Ooh, this card one fell out for you. The Fool. Aries, you're embarking on a new adventure. For those of you who've seen Hunter x Hunter, you are Gon, who is ready to officially find his father, which is Jupiter and Sagittarius, and really go through the Hunter exam and be in a position to not only step in a new adventure. It's just like Tim said, he doesn't think that he's going to be okay. He knows he's going to be okay. And you want to have a very open mind. You're going to come into characters that might rub you off the wrong way, but you just still want to be open to stuff you're not used to. And this is going to be one of the most outrageous, amazing adventures you've ever had, Aries, Aries rising, because you have Jupiter in your 9th and Neptune in your 12th, which is just amazingly legendary, or legendary amazing.
Interestingly enough, though, I got the return card. So it's almost like you're going to see how far you've come in your life. And this is the card of like sort of astral projection, and you see everything that you've experienced and what you're no longer moving towards. And you're coming back, and you're going to, when you're gone, you're going to see how 1 minute in the past was like 10 minutes in the present. And so you're going to be traveling back in time, but you're also going to be moving forward in time, Aries.
Beautiful. Taurus, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. Oh, this one wanted to come out. The Chariot, victory. Taurus, you are stuck. You weren't bad stuck, Taurus. You are stuck in a way that kind of a F-150 race car is stuck, because they have to put fuel in it, they have to polish it. And now, Taurus, Uranus is coming back in your sign. You are hitting definitive, decisive victory. Pay attention to me, Taurus. You're not only going to break through, you're going to have tangible victory. And the only advice here is keep going. Tauruses, you've been working hard. So when this victory comes, don't stop. You're taking momentum. Keep going and lead the pack. Taurus are the new leaders of this new age, other than the air signs and fire signs. So keep that in mind. All right.
Right on. And so amazingly enough, you got the same card as Aries, return, but you also got the sleep card. So I feel like you've been in a slumber, and now you're coming back to your return, back into your fullest pinnacle self. And I feel like this is also a message of past life aspects, past timeline aspects coming into your conscious awareness, especially through sleep. So don't be afraid of resting, Taurus, if you need to do so, because you're going through a lot.
Amen. Amen. Gemini, Gemini rising, Gemini moon. We have the Ace of Pentacles. It is finally becoming physical. Gemini, many of you have had to experiment with abstract concepts, channeling Aquarian wisdom that is galaxies away, really having to deal with just an inner knowing of events before they happen. And the Ace of Pentacles for you, Gemini, is this literally manifesting in physical form through your hands in every single area of your life where you have a healthy and new beginning. This is an infinite source of potential that's literally going to help some of you come into the most like amazing businesses and income streams ever. But I don't want you to think of this as money. I want you to think of this currency as energy, and you're coming into a initial manifestation of your entire spirituality at the palm of your hands.
Right on. So, interestingly enough, we got the Flower card, which is very similar to the Ace of Pentacles, and we also have the Loop card. So this is new cycles, new beginnings of love and abundance, prosperity, growth. It's very similar to the Nine of Pentacles as well. Walking through the garden, smelling the roses, having a good time, and not being afraid to also think out of the box, and just realize that, especially with Taurus, or rather Uranus and Taurus, think smarter, not harder. And so this is a prequel to that.
Cancer rising, Cancer moon. Cancer, you're going through it, yo. The dark forces want to destroy you because Cancer is the sincere force of the Zodiac that sets people right in how to feel. And so if they can make y'all doubt yourselves and just feel like crap and kill yourselves, then we will lose more. Every single Cancer that dies is worth like millions of people, and we feel it, okay? And it sucks. So please, if any of you are battling with suicide, if any of you are battling with depression, please, you must kick its ass. This is not a request. We need you, Cancer. Necessity and nurturing is Cancer. Like, we need you so much. We can tolerate your moodiness, but please, like, don't leave. Like, we need you now more than ever. And we have the Lovers card. So you're definitely going to be heart clever. Your mind is connecting with your heart, and you're going to have so much amazing opportunities to have amazing bang, bang, sex. And you want to definitely either choose artistically or super sexually, because Pluto's in your 7th. Oh, yes. But this is going to give you the choice to connect. The Lovers card is always a choice. And this is all about living from the heart. This is all about being passionate, taking the mundane things you do and adding creativity with it through it. So this is your blessing.
Amen. And you got the Arrow card, Cancer. So whatever you want to set your sights on, go for it. Don't be afraid of letting that arrow fly, because when you do so, the archer has to trust that his arrow will hit. It's just fundamental. Where, a warrior with the sword can block and parry, and, they're holding on to it. Once the arrow's let go of, you have no more control of it. But don't worry, because whatever you set your sights on, and whatever or whoever you set your sights on, will absolutely be more receptive to it. So you might have to be a little bit brave and make the first move, but don't be afraid of doing so.
Leo moon, Leo rising. Yeah, this card wanted to come out. Leo, be prepared. You have exciting news on the way. And what I see with this is, like, you had to downsize on so much of your strength and power that it's like you kind of cleared the clutter, but you gained at least central core themes that work. Leo, you are rediscovering your power for the first time ever in your life. There's something that you have been able to do that you're going to do in such a greater way because of the 6th house supporting Capricorn that is going to change the whole game for you. And this is going to fill you with so much excitement. This Page of Wands is like someone who just emerged supernatural power for the first time, but they're not the king, they're the page. They still need experience. This is exciting news, like when your mother tells you, "We're going to Disneyland!" and you're like, "Yes, on their own stage." So don't worry. I'm just joking. You can see that. But yeah, this is going to be super fun and super amazing. And I split the deck, and look, it's success beckoning this. It's the end of the journey, reaching out to let you know, hey, whatever you start, it's going to be successful. So have fun. Okay, this is amazing.
Amen. And so for Leo, we got the dream card and the sweet card too. So your dreams are manifesting. And tapping into what Mike said, you're going to have to trust your intuition on it, but you're going to see it. And so it's not even about trusting so much as you just believing in the dream and you just moving forward with it and, you know, really just allowing it to show you. Because if you notice, this character in this figure is blind. She's got her eyes covered. She can't see anything. And so you have to trust in the process, but by doing so, you're just going to kind of like, I don't know, you're just going to be like washing your hands or something, and then you're just going to spit fire out of your mouth, and it's going to be incredible. So don't be afraid of tapping into that, Leo.
Virgo moon, Virgo rising. The card that we have for you is the Four of Swords. You have Neptune opposite your sign. You have Jupiter and Venus square you. You have Mars and Uranus quincunx you. Get some rest, Virgo. A lot of Virgos are realizing that the majority of humanity is so out of touch with reality, they are now feeling a responsibility to make sure that everyone gets it. Virgo, let people be delusional. Stop trying to snap people back to reality. That's not your job. You're a critic. When people come to you, you set them straight. Other than that, you need to get some rest. All right, I don't think you have a savior complex at all, but you need to meditate. You need to get some rest. Really, if any of you can take time off during this time and not be so fifth house Capricorn overworking, I know it's admirable to be team no sleep with Libra, but if you don't get some rest, you're going to get manic depressive again, and we don't need that, because just like Cancer, we need you too. Okay, let it go, Joe Budden. Let it go. Just like Cancer.
Drop it.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So for you, Virgo, we got the Miss card. So very powerful. And chiming in with Mike said, the Miss card to me is very Neptunian and it's very etheric. So you are dealing with a lot of boundaries dissolving. And it's very important that you let yourself enjoy things and that you let, again, that you want to round out that sharp, harsh, jagged Capricorn vibe right now with sleep, with rest, with enjoying life, with recreational activities, which is very, very rare for Virgos to do. And I get it, but you know, you want to let loose and have a little bit of fun, even if that's just taking a nap or sleeping. Also, shout out to Indigo's son, Steven Universe is amazing. One of the best written shows by an Aries woman, first Aries woman cartoonist on Cartoon Network, I believe. I believe that's correct. But anyway, moving forward.
Aries is so woke. That's what
Aries is a savage right now. Uranus going through Aries is like underplayed so many Aries, and this is a message for Aries that when Uranus shifts back into Taurus, that's when you make the money. So don't worry if you don't see it until March, because you're making it now. So it's not like it's not there. It will manifest come then. So
Uranus just turned Aries into the intellectual savage. And so it's like they can have the best of both worlds now. They're not even savages anymore. No offense. I mean, I say savage with respect, because I feel like what humanity is missing is that rawness, that savage. People are so into being, speaking of Libra, people are so into being presentable. And it's like, well, I mean, who are you behind that mask? Let's know. And not to say that Libra always has a mask, because the most quintessential form of Libra is the Libra who can still be presentable and still have that Aries, which is why it's 7th house. But the card we have for you, Libra. Yeah, Aries are so God-touched. Look at you, Libra. We got the magician. Libra is just out here charming the pants off of everybody, even people they ain't even try to charm the pants off of. You have everything that you need. Ooh, we have the check. All right, Libra. All right, Libra. Let's talk real quick. I'm gonna get my Daquan Wiltshire on. Let's talk real quick, Libra. Okay, you got this. Do you know you magic? Oh, shit. You have this square with Pluto right now. Okay, you have this quincunx with Neptune, but you have like the connect with Leo. You have the connect with Sagittarius and Leo are your best friends. Your partner is Aries. All right. The magician in the chariot is saying whatever idea you have, whatever you are focusing on putting into form, you not only have everything you need, you not only have all the resources, but you're on the money. Everything you're thinking is manifesting real time, and you have your own ability to push yourself into like all you have to do is do it, and it's victorious. This is important because some of you Libras are ready to do some of the most controversial or like revolutionary things that realistically can have you wonder, is it going to work? Is it not? Some of you know it's going to work, but it's like, is it going to be received well? And none of that matters. Whatever you do, good or bad, is going to be victorious. I think it's very important that some of you know this. You don't need help from anybody else, although you can. You have all the resources. Just believe in yourself. Use your skills and talents to get out of any situation or push through any situation that you need to.
All right. So for Libra, you've got the freeze card and the illusion card. So I finally feel like time has stopped for you. Time is literally frozen, and you've also been an illusion at the same time. So I feel like you're just going to notice how like time around you's been stopped, or like you have been even stopped in some ways. And now the ice is melting, and you're coming out of a lot of bullshit, and you're coming out of a lot of lies that even society has kind of put you in a box in. And so now that you're breaking out of the matrix, you just don't have to go back. It's really as simple as that.
Sponsored by Scorpio, but not exclusively for Scorpio. These cards just literally came out one after the other. The High Priestess, the Strength, the Empress. 3 facets, and together, the Divine Feminine. This is a message, before I get to Scorpio, for the Divine Feminine. You are reaching the peak of your powers. This is not something that I've really taught a lot, but I've said 2014 to 2016 was the awakening of the Divine Feminine. 2017 to 2019 is the awakening of the Divine Masculine, based on the foundation of the Divine Feminine, which by now the Divine Feminine has fully mastered and awakened their supernatural abilities. It's going to take the masculine until like 2020, 2021, even though we're just rounding out on it because we had to wait for Jupiter and Sagittarius, masculine sign. But the Divine Feminine, you are reaching the mastery of this. This is going to come with extreme disappointment, because a lot of what you thought was meant to occur in certain situations, you're going to realize aren't. Just think, here's a huge example. When you have Surviving R. Kelly come on, and that's a very powerful work to expose certain, toxic masculinity, and not just to blame this on masculinity, but just toxicity. And you see R. Kelly's streaming go up. This is that type of like disappointment that's going to occur, but it's not an ending. It is a beginning. This is simultaneously going to really trigger victory. So Scorpio, the card that is, and Nosh nailed it. It's okay. We got nothing but time. Scorpio, the card we have for you is the 7 of Pentacles. Not yet. Scorpios are able to press the button right now. And if you do, it's not going to be cool. It's going to work out for you. You're right there with the Ascended Masters, but just wait. Allow people. R. Kelly has a Sagittarius moon, by the way. Allow people to play themselves. The 7 of Pentacles wants you to assess the situation. So this message is twofold. You're nurturing the crops. You're letting your fortune build. You really need to have a long-term investment approach. And it's the time to move is soon. 7 is a victory number. But the thing is, you need to wait. And when I say wait, I'm not saying that you have to wait longer. It's just like, instead of acting quick, be strategic. Like, assess the situation, allow other energies to come through. And here's the channeled message I have for you. It's like, you can move now, or you can wait for an advantageous situation to occur by uncontrolled variables that'll come in. Then you can swipe it. Okay. And you don't have to swipe it, but this is going to really speak great for money. A lot of you are going to come into windfalls of income. Save it. Don't spend it. Save it. Invest it. That's all I got.
For you, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, we got the glow card. So this is a sign and confirmation that you are on the right path, and you may see, like Mike said, you might see the opportunity, but you want to make sure that you wait for the bigger fish, as they say. Make sure that you don't waste your wish on something that sucks and that's something that's useful, or rather useless. You want to wait for something and an opportunity that is, you'll see it. Trust me, it'll literally glow right in front of you, sort of like how in a video game an item will glow, or there'll be some sort of kind of, it's kind of like this just general awareness of what's going on, but you don't want to waste your resources and you don't want to waste it all in one strike.
Yeah, and to borrow off what Tim said, the vision I had is like you're gonna have your wish come true in a form. Let's say it's like a person. It's like someone who is like, you know, really good for you. And it's like you can rush to be with that person, but if you waited like a week or a couple days, you would have met someone who's even better. So you don't want to regret that. Like just assess, because you're going to have so much opportunity and decisions and choices rather, and don't just rush. Like make sure there's strategy and patience in your decision making. Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising. I have a Sagittarius soulmate who watches me from the ethers and is brutal and talks shit, but it's for my benefit, and I'll just shut up. And the card that I have for you is the Devil. What's up, Sagittarius? Come and meet me in these streets, because I know why you got the Devil card. Sagittarius, oh, it came with the Chariot. There's victory here. But the Sagittarius, you are simultaneously a source of temptation and will be receiving the most temptation. Listen to me. You have Big Papa Jupiter in your sign, and you have Venus, the charmer. Everybody wants a piece of you. So ask yourself, how important is your integrity to you? Because you're so lucky, Sagittarius, that you can throw it all away. And because you'll get it back anyway. You know you got it like that. But trust me when I say do not fall for temptation. You are going to harness darker parts of your shadow to get the treasure of your power there, but it's going to have you succumb to certain feelings and temptations. And I'm not saying it's not black or white, because some of you are going to have to fall, but you can't let it control you. This is what I'm saying, where some of you are going to have such good sex. It's like, oh, this is so addicting, but do I let it control me or not? Whether it's good sex or not, I want you to imagine a scenario where it's like, I know this person's bad for me, but the sex is so good. Don't get played.
You want to resist the trade. And we got the Wood card because this is talking about new growth and new opportunity. So do you want to move towards the dark, gloomy, fiery devil, or do you want to go to the forest and Garden of Eden? And it's not, that's kind of a very stark contrast. And obviously the world's not as black and white as that, Sag. Of course, you know that. But there's new growth, new opportunity. And I feel like the Wood card is definitely talking about Jupiter giving you everything that you want. But remember, it's always better to have more than less, but you never want to be gluttonous, because it is a deadly sin after all. So just be careful, as is lust. So be very, very wise, Sagittarius, because you're going to get everything, but is it everything that you want?
That's why I can empathize with Sagittarius cheaters, because like the mutable sign of fire is like Pisces. It's like everything makes them horny. Everything makes them hot. Like they know there's no other sign that feels into the sexual energy other than Pisces, freaking nymphos. And it's super hard to resist. So that's why I will never judge them. They still got to have responsibility, but I can't judge it, because if you had their energy, you would slip up too. I'm sorry, not sorry, but it is what it is. So Capricorn, we got the actual Capricorn card, but I'm actually shuffled. So Capricorn is saying you getting that money. Capricorn moon, Capricorn sun, Capricorn rising. The card we have for you is the Three of Cups. We celebrating, we having a good time. Oh, celebrate good times. Come on. Da-na-na-na-na. Let's have a celebration. That petty ass that was trying to get in your way, bam, they taken care of. That job you wanted to secure, bam, it's taken care of. That degree you wanted to get, bam, it's taken care of. You are going to genuinely celebrate, and not only celebrate accomplishments, but make amazing new friends, and you deserve it.
So for Capricorn, we've got the Through card. Interesting. So this is you matter manipulating and literally transmuting through walls. So you want to trust in the process, because you might feel like a complete and utter idiot, but it's like you just kind of walk through the walls and then you're in Harry Potter land. And so you might also lose your shit a little bit when you see a ghost. So just be aware that, actually stop playing yourself. It's more like a message to stop playing like you're like Taurus, who's humble and quiet, or like Virgo, who actually has to work and do reality. You just command things and it just works. So stop acting like it doesn't, and you're next to Aquarius and Sagittarius. How dare you not believe in magic? I'm sorry. Like, Capricorn makes problems for itself because it's like, I'm an earth sign, I'm practical, I'm realistic. Yeah, but you're also in the upper four, so act appropriately.
That is amazing. That's hilarious. That was so funny. And so true. Aquarius rising, Aquarius midheaven, Aquarius moon. We have the devil card for you too. So I got it. Aquarius and Sagittarius are just going to be having shady sex with each other. Yeah, and this makes perfect sense, by the way, because that Sun sextile Jupiter is just malarkey on a whole nother level. So Aquarius, it's a little bit different for you. With great power comes great responsibility, and there's a serious God complex that's going to hit you. Thankfully, we do have the Lovers and the Sun, so, just tantalizing sex. But the thing here is, be very mindful, Aquarius. The whole purpose of Capricorn being in your 12th house is the 12th house could be the house of undoing your character, to where you can have a God complex and you realize, Aquarius, you're going to realize how much power you have. And you can be like proverbially the old tale of Lucifer that's like, I can take care of this. Like, I'm going to just have all this control and power. But at least Lucifer was a seraphim of light. You can let all of this go to your head, and you can be tempted to really cross people's boundaries. Whereas I feel Sagittarius is going to be more tempted sensually. You're going to be tempted with power. You're going to be tempted to break the rules in ways that are disadvantageous for others just because you can. Okay, they say integrity is who you are when no one's looking. Well, keep that in mind. You're gonna have spirits looking. I know you can see them and have dialogue with them too in your own secret world of Pisces, but so
Amen. And so for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, I got the Create card. So this is very similar to what Mike said. And whatever you write down, whatever you put to this book will come true. So you must, if you're going to be the creator, that means you will take responsibility for your creation. So make it a good creation, and make sure that you don't focus on something petty. Make sure you don't waste your wish on something stupid. Really write yourself a happy ending, and make sure that, you fight for your creation and you fight for what you've worked for. But at the same time, with great power comes great responsibility. And yeah.
Beautiful. One moment.
Nicoletta Andretti. Apollodite really is my name, to be honest. I'm starting to understand that that's actually my true name. And I have a government name, if that's what you mean. But I mean, it's technically Tim, so you can call me that, but honestly, Apollodite sounds more appropriate. TBH.
Pisces. For you, the card that we have, boop, boop, Pisces moon, Pisces rising, Pisces sun, Pisces Venus. We have the Three of Cups. So you celebrating with Capricorn too. In fact, I feel like this trinity is Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces, or Taurus, Pisces, and Capricorn. So Pisces, listen, go wild. I don't know the last time any of you got blackout drunk. There's a reason why I'm getting the Four of Wands. Total celebration. Jupiter's in your 10th house. So this is like no one's going to come into the greatest career, not greatest, but the most amazing career success like Sagittarius will. So you deserve to have fun. You deserve to enjoy it. It's going to be so badass. And congratulations. I'm going to get results on results on results.
Ooh, okay. So Pisces, yeah, you got the sand card. So this talks about materialization, the details, think about how every grain of sand on a beach took years, centuries, thousands and millions upon years just to get exactly where it is. So for you, Pisces, everything's coming into assimilation. And think about how wet sand, you can make a sandcastle. Of course, it's not the most structural sound thing, but you can imagine it to be real and it will hold. And we also got the rain card, so don't be afraid of expressing your emotional vulnerability, because that will give you the softness in order to move forward.
Beautiful. So let's pull one more card for everybody. I'm gonna do 2. What did you get for Pisces?
Virgo, or the sand card.
Oh, I like that Freudian slip though.
Yeah, I know, right?
Word. All right. So we have the Queen of Swords and the Sun card. Looks like Libra is the king. The Queen of Swords doesn't have to be a Libra, but I get strongly in everyone's life it's going to manifest as a cutthroat woman who is just going to like guide, like show you the light. So this is talking about supreme intellect and clarity. And I get the sense that whether this manifests in the form of advice, whether this manifests in the form of a new friend, of an intellectual goddess, this is definitely going to come with happiness and great pleasure. So congratulations. It's hand in hand.
You're not going to believe what fucking card I just pulled. The Libra card.
Oh my God!
And we also got the Earthy card. And this is Libra.
Dude,
what the fuck?
I pulled the world when you said
this is the world card. This is the world card in the same deck. This is unbelievable. What the hell, Virgo or Libra?
Right?
Honestly, I can't believe it. But honestly, Libra kind of deserves it because they're the only cardinal sign not with a planet in their sign right now. So I feel like they're kind of balancing out the other three. So mad respect to you, Libra. And for everyone, I feel like this is relationships manifesting. This scales, because if you notice in this deck, it's the sun and the moon. Things manifesting, things coming into fruition, things finally coming to completion. Because in the deck, this is literally the final card that we see and that is captured. So it's literally like it's literally like the world card. And so this is freedom. This is us stepping into our limitless new reality by understanding that it's really ultimately what we make it. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. This has been an absolute blast. One of our best ones, I think.
I agree. I very much so agree. If not the best one. So I'm definitely grateful. We're going to cut this short right here. But one thing I want to say is make sure if none of you have a Libra, find one, especially if you get in a relationship. Make sure you have a Libra friend or relative that's giving you their advice. You don't have to take their advice verbatim, but you want to at least hear some of their perspective. And if you don't have a Libra, you're not going to win. So make sure you have a Libra on your team in some form, capacity. I know what Libras I know. I'm grateful for them too. So keep that in mind, whether they're rising, but make sure it's the sun, because we pulled the sun. So yeah. And other than that, thank you guys once again for holding space. Remember, within 30 minutes of this broadcast, keep in mind that miracles will just shower down before and after. And until next time. Oh, also, please make sure that you check out Future Life. Apollodotti has expert health horoscopes available. I have my monthly videos and also my weekly astrology horoscopes. You know what it is.
Yep, and it's only $6 a month, and that's not just for him and I. We've got an amazing team. There's 7 of us. We are evolving. We are changing. We are growing as a group, and you're going to see some incredible things, so you don't want to miss it. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you check us out on Facebook. And don't be afraid to show us some love. Don't be afraid to, check us out. You can book a reading on the site. You can book a reading on the app. And so if you want to get in touch with us, you can do so on there. And, we've got daily regular content going out, daily horoscope. Mike's got his regular moon report. So it's not a bad investment whatsoever. And I'm sure there are people in the chat who can invest in, to attest to that. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for you being you, because this could not be possible without you, the individual, because Leo is the opposite of what? Aquarius. So when the one is strengthened by the self, it strengthens the group. So thank you all so much. I truly appreciate being here. Mike, I'm sure you truly appreciate being here as well.
Don't sleep on tomorrow. She goes out too. And yeah. Y'all stay blessed and peace.
Bye.